So lightning really does strike twice. Hey folks, Deano here again, and this time taking a look at another bootleg Gunpla, because yes, this is actually a bootleg. This is Changlong's 5502 RG New Gundam from the Mobile Suit Gundam movie Char's Counterattack. And yeah, I'm kind of salty about this release, not gonna lie, because just a month or so ago, I bought and built this guy. The official one, which was one of my most expensive model kits to date. And yeah, this one is less than half the price of what I paid for the official. And quite frankly, I have to say, some things about this kit are actually a bit better. That is not me like exaggerating or anything. It just really is. It's not a perfect kit by any means. The bootleg RX93 2.0 that they did overall does feel a bit better than this guy. But that's not to say this is a bad kit by any means. The only real issues I've had is tight joints in certain areas. Like, not quite tight to the point that you are worried about it shearing the plastic off. But yeah, tight enough to where you have to be careful with it. But yeah, we will go into that more depth once we get to the kit itself. But yeah, link is in the description if you wish to purchase this guy. I do overall recommend it, especially if you don't have the official. But even if you do have the official, this is a good kit to have because you get these, the fin funnels. Like, the price of this kit, you're getting an entire Gundam and the fin funnels and everything that usually comes with the new Gundam. Whereas if you just bought the fin funnel kit for the official, yeah, you'd still be paying about the same price, honestly. I haven't yet decided whether I want to buy them yet, but there are a few bootleg like clone kits for the heavy weapon system and for the what do you call it, the long range fin funnel, the one the Fukuoka variant of this kit comes with. So yeah, if you want to see that, let me know in the comments and I will see about doing that. Yeah, I'm really hoping Changlong, now that they've tackled this guy and they have the mold, please do the Fukuoka variant. That is basically one of the model kit grails for my collection. I love the look of it. I love the lighter blue, because obviously Scotland flag is white and blue, or blue and white. Plus, yeah, the long range fin funnel looks really, really cool. And I am not about to buy the entry grade for it. So yeah. But yeah, without further ado, let's take this guy off the turntable and take a look at the absolutely humongous box. So yeah, really quick look at the box. I am not even going to attempt to try and fit this into frame because it's absolutely massive. That's my hand right there. And it goes past the screen. It really does. But yeah, same as the Changlong 5501, the RX782 clone, there's literally nothing on the box except the numbers. So yeah, swiftly moving on. So, in terms of everything this kit comes with, it comes with a fair amount, considering the size of it. I am including the fin funnels, since they are technically classed as an accessory, and they are an absolute nightmare to build, but that is neither here nor there. That's nothing to do with the bootleg. That is just my disdain for having to build the same thing 6 separate times. It all went together smoothly. But yeah, you get the fin funnel, you get the new Hyper Bazooka, you get his beam rifle, you get 2 standard beam saber blades. Unfortunately, they are a bit warped Came warped in the package, which is unfortunate. You get 2 beam saber hilts. The standard one, which goes into his forearm, which is very cool storage, and the super powered one, which has a very unique blade attached to it, and also has a handguard, which is quite unique for beam sabers. They mostly just look the same usually. So we have 3 pairs of hands and 1 specific trigger finger hand. Trigger finger is mostly for the beam rifle. The standard grippy hand can be used for the hyper bazooka on its own. So yeah, you get pair of fists, pair of grip hands, pair of splayed open sort of posy hands, or using for resting on the rifle or bazooka. And you also get the extra piece for if you want to do the double fin funnel thing for his shoulders. You get a tiny little Amuro Ray kit piece here, which is very cool. Not painted obviously, and I am not very good at painting. I got lucky when I was doing the official one. I can't actually remember if I showed it in the official's review. There it is there. It's actually quite cool, and even though this is a bootleg, it still retains all the details. Very cool. But yeah, I recorded the official review when I got the figure, over a month ago, and yeah, things got so busy on the channel, I haven't been able to release it yet. So yeah, I'll just release it the day after this one goes live, just so everyone is aware. But yeah, finally we get the shield, which looks really cool. Nice decals on it, same as with the RX92 Changlong bootleg. The decals are actually very nice. They are thinner than the official, so they're actually harder to see in the light. You can see there, you can just about make out the border there. But yeah, really nice. Good set of accessories. You also get the really strange stand adapter, which requires a specific stand for whatever reason. Never understood why that is the case, but yeah, you do still get it included. So yeah, one bit that is missing from this, which people will realise, is the small, tiny, dagger section of the beam saber here. That isn't the fault of the kits. The carpet monster has struck again when it comes to me and model kits, unfortunately. Yeah, I cut them all out, put them on the desk, looked round, and that small piece was missing, and I have no idea what it is. Someday I'll probably clear out the back of my cupboard or something, and there'll be just a neat pile of all the Gunpla parts that I've lost over the years. But yeah, that'll do it for the accessories. Let's get on with the kit itself, shall we? So, you may be wondering why his head is off. I wanted to draw attention to this as the very first thing that you see. The head. Can anyone notice the difference? Because I certainly can. Yeah, the bootleggers over at Changlong took it upon themselves to extend the muzzle, because that was everyone's main complaint about the new Gundam. In fact, let me pop the official one's head off. The neck came with it, but that's fine, that'll just differentiate it more. Yeah, the muzzle has indeed been lengthened, which looks really good in my opinion. I didn't actually mind the standard size muzzle on the official, but I know a lot of people got quite annoyed at it when it first released, because yeah, it's not accurate. That is the honest truth. The new Gundam had a very unique long face. But yeah, it does look really good though. I like it. There's a bit more of a sort of gap with the... Oh, there we go, I just fixed it. That was just me putting it in wrong. Never mind. So yeah, no gap. Just ignore what I just said. Yeah, you can clearly see it's a bit longer. Not by a whole lot, but it certainly changes the look of the face itself, to be completely honest with you. 2 seconds till I put this head back on the official. There we go. Because he will be coming in later for comparison's sake. So, pop head back on him. There we go. I do have him on a stand because while I do like say this is a very sturdy kit, the fin funnels still make it top heavy. That's the same as like the official one. So hands literally just pop in there on ball pegs, very simply, very nicely. The small beam saber goes into the side of his arm. That is one thing I am going to say in a moment. There is like kind of an issue with the tolerances just in general in this kit. Yeah, that just pops in like so. Well, it would help if you pop it in the right way round and don't lose things into the carpet. Oh joy. So yeah, you're best lining it up, and then you'll be able to pop it down and slide that piece forward like so. Easy. So yeah, you don't actually need to take the yellow piece off. I am just an idiot. So yeah, you pull that back and it will pop up. You do have to push it back down to get it under the yellow piece, but yeah, easy as that. The fancy beam saber goes into that slot in the back, and the shield, which I'm not putting on just yet, is just a clip which attaches to that blue section right there, which actually attaches a bit more securely than the official, I have to say, bit tighter, which is nice. So yeah, tolerance issues. The main ones I am having issue with are the hips being just a little bit too tight, combined with there is like a drop down gimmick on this kit where you pull that piece there down, trying to see that on camera, and then the hips themselves drop down like so. The tolerances for the hips are tighter than the tolerances for the clip that holds them up. So every time you push it down, it pulls down the hip, which is a bit frustrating. The official does not do that. So yeah, something to keep in mind there. Other thing is the shoulders, or the bicep section, sorry, because I've moved that. The legs are now no longer standing properly. Lovely. It's the tightness of those joints. Tight joints is a good thing, don't get me wrong, but when they're overly tight, it becomes a chore to work with them. That was the same on any figure or kit. It's not just for this guy. So yeah, the legs are a nightmare getting there. I might end up just gluing that pull down feature because I never plan on using it anyway, just to secure that. But yeah, the bicep does not pop in, and it's not a very friction heavy fit, so it tends to pop off fairly easily. I did check the official new Gundam. It doesn't pop in either. It is still friction fit, but it's a much tighter friction fit, so it doesn't tend to pop off as easy. So yeah, something to keep in mind. The arms as well. They do appear to be loosening up a bit over time. Hopefully they don't loosen up too much. The RX93 never did, so yeah, I think that's just the joints equalising themselves out, if that even makes sense. But yeah, really nice looking kit, despite the slight tolerance issues that I'm dealing with. I'll bring it back in with the comparison with the standard new Gundam, but the white plastic colours are actually slightly different on this kit than they are on the official one. The grey sections, mostly on the shoulders and the front skirts here, they are a slightly darker shade of grey on the official as opposed to on this one. There is less of a contrast on this guy compared to that kit. But yeah, it's really nothing too noticeable. Yeah, I've noticed a couple of the stickers have fallen off because, spoilers, I dropped the kit in between takes. So yeah, he's lucky to still be in one piece, let's put it that way. But yeah, overall, details are very crisp. Like, if you handed me this and told me it was the official, I would be none the wiser. Like, if I would have got this kit before I got the official, I would have been completely happy with it. Because yeah, it does feel really nice in hand, despite the fact that it is ABS plastic. It's not polystyrene, so do not use standard port type Gunpla markers or the ink style ones. What I used on this kit is this. A viewer kindly made mention of this in one of my previous Gunpla reviews. Steady panel line accent colour MP13. This is water based. Like, seriously, it's a water based panel liner ink. Works the exact same way as the chemical based pots that you can get. I'm taking a mind for it. I think it's Tamiya that does them. But yeah, you take that off and it has a brush tip to it. And yeah, it's very easy to use, very easy to get off your hands or anything like that. Because it's water based, you do not need to use any chemicals to even take it off the kit when there's excess spillage. Literally just a damp Q-tip with water will do wonders. That is how I did this. Not 100% keen on the dark blacks with the panel liner. I may end up getting a grey one, because on my official kits, where I've been using the port type markers, I've been using the greys. And yeah, I think that does bring like the panel lines to life without oversaturating it, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I'm still very happy with how that panel liner worked out. I really am. Like, it pours so easily and it comes off so easily as well. Like, that is the one thing I have to stress when you're doing it. Do not oversaturate the Q-tip before you take it off. Make sure you drain it. Like, pinch it with your finger, get rid of most of the water in the Q-tip, because if you put too much on, the water's going to run into all the crevices and it's just going to wash the panel liner out completely. Like, it water soluble, it's going to do that. Once it's dry though, it's completely fine. None of it has came off on my hands or anything like that. So yeah, I really love these steady panel liners. I'll leave a link in the description to them if you wish to purchase them. But yeah, overall, details in this kit, really nice. As far as I can tell, absolutely nothing has been lost in the cloning process. Really hasn't. In terms of articulation, I will quickly go over the fin funnels before we get to the kit itself. I apologise, I know this video is getting on in time, but I want to be as detailed as possible here. So surprisingly enough, the Bootleg company, Changlong, has actually copied the MS joint system. It feels fine so far. Obviously the official MS joints loosen over time, so I have no idea how long these will last in comparison. But yeah, they flex well, they hold their shape. I'm happy with it. Like, it works just as well. So yeah, very happy with that. Have I got this the right way up? Need to make sure. There we go. Clicks in just nicely. So pop that off so we can do the articulation proper without that getting in the way. Let's get the stand out of the way as well. So articulation actually works for the most part quite well, apart from the tolerance issues I mentioned earlier. So head can look up pretty well. It can look down. The head has been a bit loose since I dropped it. That is not a fault of the kit. Can look down about that far. It is on a ball peg. Technically a double ball peg. There is a ball peg at the bottom, but that doesn't tend to move a lot at all. It's the same for the official. Shoulders are on a fancy little hinge sort of system. I think I'll pop the arm off so you can see it properly. So it extends out like so, and means you can get a lot more butterfly rotation and such on there, which is quite nice. I do recommend, like I said, apologies, be careful with it until the joints loosen up a bit. Because yeah, even though the plastic feels really high quality to me, I am still terrified that I will accidentally shear something off. But yeah, we have arms going up that far. They do swivel all the way around. The butterfly, if we can get it to come out properly, there we go. It can go forward, but yeah, arms can go across really well, really nicely. Pop that back in there. Obviously these parts do all move as well at the shoulder. You also get a bit of movement at the edge of the shoulder. You can pop that out as well. Even though it looks like a single joint, we do get a double joint at the elbow, which gets really nice range, like so. Ball hinge at the wrist, but we do also get a nice hinge at the wrist as well. One thing I don't like about just the kit itself is how the arms are set up. Like the older Gundams, the design in the show, they had all the details on the side of the arms instead of like facing forward, so you tend to have them with the arms elbows thinging in, which is a bit annoying, I'm not gonna lie, but it's something we deal with. The High New Gundam fixed that by having like a swivel at the top part here, but this kit does not have that yet. The abs are very tight on this kit. You can, however, pop it up like so to get some insane range, like that and that. Again, do be careful. I think there's supposed to be a side-to-side movement there, but yeah, I'm not trusting that. Side skirts move out of the way. Front skirts also move out the way quite nicely. They can also move to the side. There is a bit of motion there to get them out of the way. Come on. Of course, that bit popped off. But yeah, you do get some side motion right there to get it out of the way even more. So the kit kicks up. I'm leaving that off. It kicks up that much. Pop that back on just so we can see what the actual range is, because the hip skirt will stop it eventually. Come on. There we go. So yeah, kicks up that much. The back skirts do have a bit of a hinge out the way, so it can go backwards that much. Just be careful of that pull down feature, that really annoying quote unquote feature. 2 seconds to get the side skirt fixed again. Still has the same moving gimmick with the top of the knee. As you start bending it, you get lots of really nice separation here at the armor plates, and there are a pair of actual moving pistons in the top knee. Oh, for goodness sake. This is starting to annoy me a little bit. I know it's not the bootleg's fault, it's the kit itself that it's based off. It does the exact same thing. There is thigh rotation, by the way, I completely forgot about that. We do have some nice spread. You just have to watch those side skirts. I think they get out with just enough to do the splits. Yep, nice. We like that. Yeah, the joints do seem to be loosening up a little bit, which is good. You don't want them being overly tight, like I said. The feet do have a pivot forward and back. You pull it back, you do see a little bit of detail in there. There's a foil sticker. It's quite nice. The feet can go back that much. They can go forward that much. The front foot does have a pivot forward as well for some extra movement on top. And yeah, overall, really, really nice. A couple of niggling bits, niggling problems. But yeah, apart from the tolerances, which are admittedly fixing themselves as the review goes on, it is, yeah, I'm starting to really like this kit more now that I can feel that. So, popping the shield on, it's as easy as that. Clips on. I like to move it forward so you can see the shield. The new Hyper Bazooka. I think I'll leave the rest of the weapons off because we'll do a quick comparison of those. So we put that guy at the back here, put the fin funnels back on. Just like that. There we go. One thing I will say, the fin funnels actually feel a bit tighter than the officials. You'll see there, the officials are flexing quite a lot despite the fact that they have not been moved much at all. Apologies, the eye sticker for this official kit has decided to start moving. There we go, apologies, there we go. So yeah, nice side by side there. Official on the left, bootleg on the right. And yeah, honestly, like I said before, if you didn't tell me this was a bootleg, I genuinely would not be able to tell. Like, anyone that says they can in the comments is quite frankly a liar. Sorry. Because it's sitting here staring me in the face and I can't tell the difference. The only reason I can tell the difference is because of the poor type markers I've used. Like, genuinely. Plus there are some extra bits of detail that I added to the official one, sticker-wise, that are not present on the bootleg. Quickly comparing the weapons we get. Yeah, I can't tell the difference with this either. There's a bit of a strange difference actually. The what do you call it? This sort of circular section here, the oval section, is a much smaller section on the official, which is a bit strange. But yeah, other than that, even the stickers are pretty much the same. The colour of red on the stickers for the bootleg is a slightly darker than on the official. So yeah, in terms of these, bootleg is on this side. The only reason the inside of that part on the official is shiny is because I painted it. But yeah, again, pretty much negligible differences. Would help if I actually showed it on camera. It's because the camera is higher up than it usually is because of the height of this guy. But yeah, again, I would not really be able to tell the difference. They even feel the same. Like, I know you get that sometimes where you can feel if something's fake, like it feels cheaper. No, you don't get that with this at all. So yeah, like I said before, the greys on like the whitish grey plastic on the bootleg, slightly lighter shade than on the official. I also think the navy blue, the dark navy blue on the chest and the feet and such is slightly darker navy blue on the official. But yeah, other than that, you'd really be pulling straws trying to tell the difference. Can you tell it's late? I keep messing up my words. But yeah, really little difference whatsoever with this guy. I'm very impressed with him. Very impressed. Finally, we have storage, and then we will call it quits there. So there is a peg hole in between thrusters on his backpack, which is where the hyper bazooka stores itself. That has indeed made him back heavy. And there is also, in behind all this rubbish here, a slot which you do need to pull out. I can't get that on camera, I'm sorry. But there is a slot here. You move that panel out of the way, and that is where the beam rifle is stored. And I will leave that as that. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you think this kit's worth getting? I know it's a slightly higher price than we're used to for bootlegs, but quite honestly, the quality of this bootleg, yeah, kind of negates that. Plus the fact that in certain areas, at least, of the planet, the new Gundam is actually very difficult to get. Like for me, I had to pay, it was over 50 quid anyway for it. Can't remember exactly how much I paid. You'll find out in the official video, I'd assume. But yeah, half the price for a bootleg that's pretty much at the same level of quality. Like, very, very little difference, quite honestly. Plus, all the parts still move out of the way for the heavy weapon system. So yeah, if you wish for me to review the heavy weapon system bootleg kit or the fin funnel kit, let me know. But yeah, guys, links will be in the description if you wish to purchase it. As always, leave a like if you enjoyed, and until next time, I'll see y'all later.